It is trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors' past performance. It's not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay, so we got a little bit of movement overnight. Things are still loading. You know what? We're supposed to grab the links first, so let's grab the links. Let's see. Okay, so here's this one. Maybe there and here.
More trading opportunities from small market movements.
NADAC's a different kind of trading. That's somebody that an advertisement on my channel. All right. NADAC's not really NASDAQ, but it kind of sounds the same. All right. So there's those. Let's check out the restream thing. Let's see if we fixed the bot. Did we fix the robot? Settings, Discord, stream, bot, relay mode, test. Okay. All right. So anyways, we had a little bit of a move overnight. When the Brexit thing happened, well, so remember this was yesterday, actually moved up a little bit. And then Theresa May survived the Brexit vote. I think that was part of why we came down a little bit. But then we've been up since. There is a little bit of risk in the market today. We've had a good run, right? It may be time for some selling to come in. We'll see. Morgan Stanley came out and was bad. So what I'm seeing is some companies did really well and some companies did not do very well at all. Anyways. Okay, so we were going to come over here and see. I'll move TweetDeck over there. Yes. See if when I do test over here and it shows up, if it shows up everywhere else. Maybe not. I'm getting a runny nose. I had like a little bit of a sore throat, but it wasn't really going, and now I'm feeling like the runny nose. But I've been getting good sleep, so I think I'm fighting it off. See, I see it there in the YouTube, but I know it's not transferring it over to the other places. So I don't know. It's on there. Well, we'll see what happens. I think it takes a little while for the settings to take effect. Oh wait, it gave me something there. Maybe. There. Nope. Ah, well. Some of these people. Okay, well, we do have news today. Let's turn on the squawk. Didn't do that. But we got, of course, the non-farms that we have every Thursday. The unemployment claims. And then this time, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, which should be... is a pretty decent number that we need to pay attention to. And they're expecting 9.7. Excuse me. Ooh, yes. And where are we? We're like, where's the bull bear zone? We're actually above it. It's at 18. We should watch that one for sure. What else we got going on? Donald Trump hasn't tweeted anything. I don't know. We don't have a whole lot to talk about, folks. Not even on Reddit. Oh, there's an iceberg at 27.5. Now that is interesting. Are they gonna try and sell this? I don't know. The thing is, we were pretty thick yesterday. We already have a decent number of big numbers here on the DOM. I think we may continue to have some of that action. And if I start seeing a lot of these things, especially more towards the 7 o'clock time period, I might try and take a couple of one tickers. Right.
It's a little bit more from Koonsberg here, saying MPs who have been in talks this morning on different sides both seem to feel they have been listened to so far.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. I would link it in the stream channel as well. I will put this one up here. Put that there. Oh, I am getting... No, that was from yesterday. Never mind. That was from yesterday. So... They had a 3K at 27.5. I'm not going to say that's necessarily an iceberg, but it's a decent amount of liquidity to hold. And, above 3, you want to note it at least. And they're holding a good bid at 27.5, and their few orders are ticking into 28 even. And it is similar across the board. I'll note that the 30-year has ticked up 4, while this one has ticked up 2 or 3. And the spread, the knob spread, has been rising since it bottomed out yesterday at flattener. Some really weird stuff going on in the spreads, to be honest. Hard to follow. But, good morning, Diesel. Is it an iceberg because they melt? Nope. Oh, they took that one too. So it's an iceberg because you can't see it all.
Until the US data recap on the estimates, initial jobless claims looking for reading of 220,000, continued jobless claims looking for a print of 1.735 million, and for the Philly Fed Business Index, we're looking for a reading of 10.
They call it it's the technical the term that they call it on the exchange is a refreshing order, but we call it an iceberg because you can only see 500 on the bid when there's actually 5,000 underneath. So it's it's like an iceberg. You can only see the surface, and most of it is underneath the water. It's like that. What a noob! There you go. So is it
Kuzma tweeting here saying, but is there a compromise on the
ah
way? Rumours government working on a customs union by another name, but Eurosceptics feel strongly reassured by the PM this morning.
Yay!
She is absolutely will not move to the customs union, as she knows it would send the party into flames on MP sides.
Sweet. So it is now transferring messages between Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. Only the stream channel in Discord, so that the interest rates channel is clean. I'm very happy. This is great. So I don't have to mess with that anymore. They took it up another tick. That one's come back and forth a few times now, I think we've seen, right? But that last one only took 62 to pop up. That 28.5 is suspiciously light and pulling. And there's a pretty big... I think I want to buy this. There's a pretty big... wow, yeah.
One minute to the data.
1 minute to the data. I forgot about that. The squawk saved me there. I don't want to trade in front of the data. In fact, I think you're seeing a little bit of liquidity pulling. So they are seeing it as significant news. That's what that means to me when they start pulling all of the liquidity. You see, there's only 1,700 at 27, 26 at 26. But that bid at 16.5. That's something.
10 seconds.
Okay, so the Philly Fed number we're looking for is 9.7.
Its initial 213,000, continued 1.737 million, prior revised 1.719 million. It's waiting on the Philly Fed number. 17.0 to repeat. 17.0 beat for the Philly Fed business.
Better than
On
expected.
the estimate of 10.0.
Ooh, good. That would have been bad if we had been long on that, wouldn't it?
Employment index at 9.6. The prices paid index for the Philly Fed 32.7. Fed factory index at 17.0, with the prices received at 24.8, and the Fed future index at 31.2.
Oh, that's good, positive. And is the E-mini reacting? Yeah. Well, their lifting price, I'm not actually seeing real volume behind it, but they're lifting price. So everything's kind of in as you would expect. ZB, I'm still kind of in the nowhere zone. I think you'd need to be 14. Okay. Well, they're doing it. This is one that I probably should have clicked into a little bit way back up here, but now this is going, I don't know if it's such a good idea to sell 25. This is an edge here that may come back on us, and I am seeing the E-mini fighting a little bit here. Okay. You're okay, Barba. He called somebody a noob in stream, and he's apologizing to. Oh, he's saying that it's the same he's the same person. Ah. Oh, okay. So he was just messing around with it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Is that showing me that iceberg is at 600? Okay. So that bubble is not necessarily significant. Pretty good chance that we break the low here now, actually. Yeah. I could probably just, I want to be careful here. I want to be careful. They're putting enough pressure and it come down fast enough. There, of course, there is this thing at 12, but okay, so they absorbed right where I got in at. That's not good. I'll only do it on one contract. ZB saying it's not ready to go.
In equity news, Johnson & Johnson to begin a research study using the Apple Watch to help improve certain health outcomes such as stroke prevention.
He still wants to look at the high. I mean, it's right. It's that 14 is the bottom of the bull bear zone, and you can see that the bond is reluctant to sell it, even though the 5-year seems to be. Oh man, and like 14 is even pulling. Yeah, and now some orders are going through. Yep. I think you could. I think I could add another one now. See, when ZB takes, if ZB takes 12, then I think we'll see a flush lower. And that almost completely pulled at 12. Wow. Okay. Where could it get to in CN? Where's our 24 half is a spot we already passed. Probably 22 half. Well, they broke a new high. Oh no, wait, they didn't break it. Sorry, not a new high, a new low, but that wasn't actually a new low, was it? They need to tick into 23. 23 went bid, but they did not trade into it. Significant flattening, in fact. Oh, that's no good. See, I thought that maybe they would trade into 24, and they did, and it took 5,000 contracts to go through, so I like that. But now the 24 half is pulling. I don't like that. And ZB is kind of trying to get back up there. But ZB is doing this range thing right now where it's flipping around really it's flipping around quite a bit. It's flipping around quite a bit. This may be a lure as well. There probably is more than that weight willing to get filled at 24.5. But to come down and then not actually make the new low is a little weird. Especially after all of that. Maybe if the E-mini decides to make another push. Now, how far could the E-mini really go here? Pre-market. Well, they could get back up to at least the close. Like 26.12. Okay, so down tick, but not a ton on the offer. It's 23.5. Don't look too confident. It's pumping though. See it going between 20.32 and 4. You may have some longs in here that don't want to give up. So if we do actually break the low, we could get a little bit of a spillover. See what happens though. We need the 5-year. So with 13.75, there's not a whole lot either. So this could really go over the edge really easily. I'm not quite sure what they're waiting for. Back feels all jacked up. Okay. A little better. There, now they took it. Hey, Death, how's it going? Bought British pound versus USD 2 days ago. Let's see if news will push it. What, you bought it 2 days ago and it's still where it was? That's really interesting. I actually keep that one on. Oh, actually, I don't have it up right now. I don't know. I can see the currencies moving down a little bit with the treasuries here. So I guess that would mean I don't know what that means for your position because I don't completely understand which way you're long the pound, but I don't know which way my chart is. I just know that they tend to go correlated with the treasuries. Yeah, it does not look done to me. Like, I didn't see anything like a huge iceberg or somebody really stepping up and buying it or anything like that. It's just kind of like the sellers aren't pushing it. They did make new lows there. Don't know what to say. It's really weird. British pound down is strong US dollar. So I think that must mean that my chart is in dollars. If it's going down, that's good for the pound. Now robots take it. But look, they're only putting like 500 on the offer at 23.5. Once again, you're sitting on right on the edge. It was at 12 that there was a big order in ZB, right? And they're not going through it. If somebody sells 12, you could get some serious... Yeah, I probably don't understand. Really what I'm doing is I'm thinking, okay, so then whatever happened there, it's good for him, right? Oh, okay. I mean, the thing is I know when you buy British pound versus USD, and that goes down, then that means that's the strong US. I understand that, but I don't understand what the 6J and 6E is showing me. If that's... Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Beth Rigby mirroring the comments from Koonsberg here, saying, I'm hearing similar told cabinet Remainers pushing her, but Team Customs Union a minority in cabinet, so it's hard going. Brexiteers have been reassured that Customs Union remains a red line.
Now I'm just more confused, guys. Don't have enough brain power to divert to that particular thought. Wonder... So that tick up and down was robots. And now they're holding 2K bid at 23.5. And the 5-year is not really doing anything. They appear to be waiting. Well, okay, the 10-year tick down there. They appear to be waiting for the 30-year. But the way that this is set up, I don't think that you see the 30-year lead it. The 30-year wants to buy because they're flattening. They want to get... well, where would you buy it? I don't know. If you're spreading, you know that you're going to get... you're going to lose on the ZB side of the spread. So you might not want to buy it at 14. Maybe you want to buy it at 12, 11, and 10. I don't know. But you can see there is a very... They very much don't want to tick down in ZB. And the 5-year is toying with the idea of going down. The 10-year is kind of trying to encourage them. But they are just not too enthusiastic about it at the moment. And it's very odd. When we get a really strong move and then it pauses like this, that can be a really good trade. But the signal would have to be like it really goes dead, like dead. And I don't know if that's really the case at the moment. I've definitely seen that where they move it down and the buyers are really just not interested in pushing it up and nobody trades it. And so eventually the sellers go, fine. And then they push it more. Those are really good trades. Not so sure that's what's happening here. Okay, they are potentially setting up a little level break at 23.5. It's 50-50, but because I have a good position, I can let it I can kind of stay in this. Sometimes the bonds are moving together and sometimes the opposite. I would say that okay, 4K. So there's a level break set up. See if they do it. So generally speaking, the dollar tends to be a flight to safety. So if it's a flight to safety, what you will see is that both the dollar and the treasuries will move up. Okay. When the dollar is weakening, dollar going down, you will often see treasuries move down as well and equity markets move up because the weaker dollar means that equities are worth more in dollar terms. You will actually see if you kind of do the math of that a lot of the what appeared to be like super crazy bullish action in equities was actually driven by dollar weakness and not actual strength in equities. At least the last year it was, until this whole trade war thing came about, and then yeah, that kind of like really screwed things over. But the correlation is kind of iffy, I think. I didn't notice that when it ticked down at 23 even that there was 4K there absorbed as well. If you're reading this, have a great day. Well, thank you, Minboo. Thank you. And thank you for having the guts to post a comment on Twitch, because most people on Twitch don't even bother because they're like, I don't know if anybody's actually here. But a lot of our activity happens in Discord and YouTube, and I have a little robot that relays the messages between them now. So welcome. And we have a number of people viewing too. Oh yeah. It's interesting, like at the very beginning when people will, and I think people should really be watching when there's like, like the open and the morning analysis, it's like 2 people. And then by about 7 o'clock, we're usually up to a dozen viewers. And we've been doing really good lately where we keep that up through the whole session. And we kind of pick up new people, I think, after that. I really am pleased that people enjoy the stream enough that they're coming back every day and listening and stuff. Of course, we all know I'm not like the most amazing trader or anything like that, but man, it just gets so mind-numbingly boring. Especially in a time like right now, right? Where it's just, excuse me, it's just not going, Even though it really looks like it should. The equities have retraced quite a bit. If equities turn around, if we get some sort of an iceberg here and equities trade up, then you're gonna really see the 5-year sell, and that 30 is gonna get sucked down with it, I think. Kind of getting a push and pull. Bear flattener is a yield rate environment in which short-term interest rates are increasing at a faster rate than long-term interest rates. This causes the yield curve to flatten as short-term and long-term rates start to converge. We don't normally consider it on a minute-by-minute basis, but I get what you're saying. Yep. Let's move this. And this. Oh, wait. It's a buy. There we go. Okay. So we just had a move down, and the 22 have absorbed it. So the sellers are still want to sell, even though we just finally moved down 2 ticks. I think that we could get a lot more movement. I'm just not seeing the buying in the 30-year since unfinished auction at 145.21. That's good. That's real good. And the E-mini has not moved up yet. So we could still have some more drivers to push us even further. A little bit of buying there in the 5-year. There is a big order at 12.5. I think what I might do here. It looks like Tino thinks that we're gonna come back up off of here somewhere. Well, 22.5 was that level that I was talking about, isn't it? Anyways, I was saying I would want to take some risk off because of that 778. Well, they sold into the 12, and then that was all she wrote. But the equities can still jump up a little bit. I think that one is Sierra, isn't it? Okay, so one contract filled. So now I can wait and see if they decide to push beyond that 22.5, because it was the point of control, but you could get value all the way down to 21.5, 21. So there is a chance that they might sell it even more.
Russia's Novak saying Russia will try to accelerate cuts in oil output. To repeat, Novak saying Russia will try to accelerate cuts in oil output. Russia will discuss OPEC Plus cuts in Davos with Saudi's energy min Fali. Russia is unable to cut oil production sharply, Novak cites.
Trading is boring, as you said. That's why we are here. I don't know why I didn't see that message earlier, because it's like right there on the screen, but want to acknowledge every comment, guys. Every comment.
Novak saying we'll try to cut oil production faster, but there simply are technical limitations.
Okay, that 12 is offer again. It's interesting. Thinking, well, maybe if they go through 12, they might get a little bit of stoppage, but then they're always kind of like, it's always kind of like one tick. Like the big guys, they always have it one tick further than you would think. And so it could be if they get 11 to go off for 10 bid, maybe now they start to freak out. Yes, see?
Russia's Novak saying spoke with the Saudis finally by phone
Now
on
he's
Monday.
doing it.
An ADP saying Canadian non-farm payroll employment fell 13,000 in December.
The bids down there at 21.5 are not stepping out of the way per se. Let's reset the DOM. I want something exciting to happen, guys. I want to watch it. I want to see it drop 4 ticks and tons of volume go off.
Block by.
Do it. Fine. Fine. I'll take it off. I don't think that there's actually a lot of liquidity there at 22. I bet you most of that is fake because I'm at 777 and
Trump tweeting
I saw it pulled.
here.
Oh boy, guys, that's something that's exciting. Donald Trump tweeting, that's always exciting. Okay. The left has become totally unhinged. They no longer care what is right for our country. Okay. Well, we could talk about the shutdown a little bit. So you know what I've found is really interesting about the shutdown is I try and keep track of like what the narratives are to try and read into the propaganda what each side might be thinking. But it's been pretty quiet. There was a period there where Donald Trump was talking a lot. I think he was a little frustrated that the Democrats went on vacation and didn't do anything and aren't talking to him. On the Republican side, there's been this thing that they're saying that if a government employee has been furloughed for 30 days, they can fire him. And so some people are speculating that the administration may wait and let this shutdown go on for 30 days so that they can get rid of a bunch of federal workers that they feel are unnecessary.
Canada postponing trade data indefinitely on the US government shutdown. I believe that data was due to be reported on the 5th of February. Canada postponing trade data.
Usually when you get a big block order like that, they'll trade back and forth. Well, not back and forth across it, but like I could get filled at 22. So you notice that even though that's weak, that not a lot of people are buying. I think people want fills at 22. But we'll see. Okay. They bought it. Can do this. And leave both of them on there, and then if they come back, I can just take that and buy that or whatever. Anyways, so Republicans have been saying that. And then otherwise it's been quiet. Now the Democrat propaganda has been all, oh, Nancy Pelosi is so great, which I think is hilarious. Hilarious. I think it's funny. They're like, oh, she's got him now, and Donald Trump can't handle her because she's a woman. And I'm just like, come on, like they were all super giddy over that she disinvited him from the State of the Union address, which um, I think could backfire on them. We'll put it that way. Like the Senate could invite him to speak. He could run his own news conference. So he does his own news conference, and then, like, how does Nancy Pelosi actually look after all of that, right? Then it's just petty. It's like, you just did that because you thought it would be a clever political move and not because you thought that it was actually the right thing for anybody. But it continues to be very quiet, which says to me both sides think that they can win. Hmm. Lots of trades starting to happen at 22.5. The E-mini has kind of just been flat here. It hasn't really moved. So there is still a possibility that we take another step lower. It's still in the cards.
Novak saying Russia to strive to make oil output cuts smoothly.
Yeah. See, most of that is probably fake. They hit 22 here. I think I'm gonna get filled. You're getting pretty big bids below us now. Yep, 13. Well, I'm not liking that. $2,000 on it now. May have missed my opportunity. Like, I saw that there was a chance to get filled here and here, but sometimes it just doesn't get filled, and then the momentum and the chances to take it are gone. Do think that there may still be some up momentum, but the E-mini moved there. You may have the same thing going on here again, that if they decide to tick into 22, I don't know. It's a tough call. There might be an iceberg there, but they may just go back to it really easily and find that it's still very balanced around 22. Like, it seems like they think that the 22 is a balanced price. Okay, that's sticking its neck up a little bit, and the E-mini is perhaps that little impulse is already coming back. We're holding a pretty strong bid at 10 in ZB. That may be one of the strongest factors to downward pressure at the moment. We'll see if they give up, though. Oh, that's interesting. Ace is going short at 2607. Oh, hey, you got a good price. You got a way good price. I don't know. Kind of curious. Things look very, very uncertain at the moment. I kind of have a trade on here that was based on things that feel like happened a long time ago now and may not matter anymore. Yeah, E-mini completely retraced that. That little bump up, and they retraced it. Are they going to initiate selling now? Would not be I would not be surprised if they go down to like 2604 area. Like, if they're just swinging back and forth in a range, even in ascending range, they're like only halfway through the range there where they stopped, so could go a lot further. 21.5 is not 4,000 anymore. They were kind of throttling a little
saying
bit.
the Brexit agreement negotiated with May's government is the best possible. Again, we've had all of this before from Barnier.
Okay, there was a 500 lots sold there at 21.5. Is where that started from. Fine. Nope, that's not going to fill. Didn't work.
Barnier, we are in a very serious moment. Tria saying not aware of any move by the EU on Italy's fund for savers. Keep an eye on these Barnier comments, but we had exactly the same this morning.
I don't know. So that one's kind of interesting. The E-mini came back, but the Treasuries decided that they were going to go for another small leg anyways. But it was just kind of a little bit of a slip, you know? Still very slow. Probably shouldn't be taking any trades right now. So it's okay because I was only did that one contract and I took on a lot, not for as much risk on that one. It's okay. I got to be careful now too as well because 21 was the other end of the range. Maybe. The next step is 19.5 and 16. It's a little curious that they did decide to sell through that at 12.5 in the 5 year.
Barney says, if Britain wants a deal that goes beyond free trade, we are open.
Have faith. So John thinks that ZB is hunting the 01. Where does he get that number from? I see. Yeah. Because there was a pivot there yesterday morning.
Barney is saying remains determined to work on a Brexit deal.
French toast time. Oh my gosh. So my wife, she bought these waffles she saw at the store that are like Belgian waffles. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it kind of looks like a Belgian, like a Liège waffle, but no, it was like a Liège waffle. So I ate it and it was like so sugary. And I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten this. But I did. I looked at it, it was like 320 calories. I'm like, okay, okay. I'm probably going to need to eat something before I go because that my insulin is going to spike and I'm going to get super hungry before 11. I can see this going through, and if this does, granted, I don't want to be involved with it right now. Is Yoda still short? I'm thinking because we had that spike up, right? And treasuries ticked up, but then treasuries ticked down and went down for another leg, and it didn't even matter what the E-mini was doing. And now the E-mini has moved down quite a bit, and treasuries are still kind of pushing down and pushing for lows. So and where the E-mini is going to is just the bottom of that channel. So I think that you have a good setup to potentially go long in the E-mini. Not that I'm giving advice or anything, and got to remember that I don't trade the E-mini, and I've been made some really bad calls over there. I don't feel like that my edge in the E-mini is very refined, but I do kind of see the potential there for this. I did build some good bids up there though in the E-mini. Oh yeah. Interesting that they're back up to 22. He's got a really good trade there. I wonder if he took it off before he got the food. Because '07 to '05 is not bad. Well, there was a good hit into 21.5. Yeah, is Tino still there? Is Yoda wants to taunt Tino now? Okay, so the first impulse in the E-mini is a buy, as I predicted. Not too much progress yet. I think that they're going to go. I think that they're at least going to go past that 2608 there, where there's a big order. The treasuries aren't quite going. It seems like maybe they are waiting for the E-mini to move a little bit before they go. You were sitting on an offer at 22 and trying to get short. You would not have gotten filled. Oh, Ace, you're still in. No. Wait, what price did he get? He got like 2607. You're actually still in profit. Oh, no, well, not anymore. Okay, so now they're hitting the 08. A pretty big iceberg there, but they're going through it. Fighting a little bit back and forth across it. Oh, it's actually quite a bit of volume there at 2608. I'd really like to know when you're done eating what it was that you saw there that made you go short, because there was definitely something about that price, man. Oh, in fact, they're bouncing off of it. Wow. You got to tell me, man. How did you see that? I did not see anything significant about that price before, and the market reacted to it very strongly, that 2608 there. There was a ton of volume that traded there, and now they are trading down. Okay, and they're going to make another run at it. Treasuries seem to be selling a bit more now. Rabbit's foot. Guess maybe it was just luck. Yeah, I'm liking that now. Cannot log into Binance. I haven't tried logging into there. I think I have an account there. I've never put money on it. So I can't say. See if any. I would go into the Discord and say in the crypto channel. I did hear that they were having some trouble though. Like on Reddit, there was talking about it, like a couple of days ago. Didn't they get? I don't remember now. Okay, so there's another pretty big resistance in the E-mini, and they're kind of trying to push over it, and it's fighting them. Hmm. I wonder. Well, John was looking at 1. They're kind of looking like kind of on the edge of that. I don't know if the E-mini is quite done yet, but they may finish a swing here. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, so Yoda got out at 06. You notice here in the treasuries, it is still down. The downtrend is still intact, and it has just been the slowest down move I have ever seen. Yep. I was thinking about leaving that on to get to wait for the L1, and then I thought I might be able to do something tricky here, and now I'm sitting up here at 21.5 waiting for a fill and not getting it, and now you're getting the stop run. You may see the stop run. That's some strong buying in ES. Oh. Let's see. Well, I feel foolish, guys. There was way more in that. Honestly, if I had held the 24, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could have gotten 8 out of it. Maybe more? 9, 10, 11? I don't know. Okay, well there's another tip back, but it's still not He doesn't like. Yeah, I'll type and I'm gonna let you type. Adrian, I'm enjoying this. Okay. Okay. I wonder. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, if I wanted to get back in, what would they give me? And like, you're sitting here like, maybe you could sell 21. Maybe you could sell 21. Maybe you would get filled. Maybe they actually reverse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is why the creeper moves are so fucking frustrating. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think they're done. Take it to the horse, boys. Well, I'll come out and watch. They are not buying this. They should make a bid guess. Oh, dude, that was fucking hilarious. Oh, man. I don't know. This. I don't think I want to sell 20 half. Maybe if it went offer and I saw a huge iceberg absorbed on the offer at 20 half, maybe I could sell 20 half. I don't know. I mean, they're holding. They keep going between 900 and 2,000. And yeah, I think I said the last thing that we need to say about the drama in Discord. What they got here? ZB1 frame time framing continuing. So John seems to think that we're still going to go to 01. Wow. Look at that. E-mini go. Buy that. I don't know, guys. I'm happy that the economy is doing well, but I do feel like that the amount that we've been going up in the E-mini as of late is a little bit too much and concerning to me, and I would feel a lot more comfortable if we had a pullback day or two. But today they are buying it, and it's just like they come in and they buy it, and it's like one direction in the E-mini. Like in December, it was one direction. Like they only ever effing sold it. And now all of a sudden it's the exact opposite. They only ever buy it. They only ever buy it. That was a lot of volume buying there. Like that was a big, like that stuff there at 26, 13, 50, 14, 21. Like that was a ton. It was a ton that traded there. Uh, Stalling at the low volume node. I clearly want to trade it. I think I still need to be cautious. That you mean it's not stopping. They're threatening another new high. Very much so threatening it. So they're just they bought up there and they're just kind of sitting there like really easily. Yeah. John pointing out that the auction at 03 is unfinished. They're holding it okay at 20 though. The orc has landed. Yeah, the kids woke up. The kids woke up and came downstairs. And those dogs. It's that freaking Sadie dog. So I got two, right? There's Mickey and Sadie. Sadie's the girl. And she is like a rag doll. I guess if it breaks 2614, it's a big move up afterwards. Otherwise, it's 10 ticks down at least. I think there they go right now. They're not actually to the overnight high yet. I think that they're going to want to go for it. Nicey net issue is solidly a few hundred net points plus. The E-mini can probably gap fill on that. Tisk tisk. So they made a little bit of a push and they came back. But, I mean, you're getting healthy rotation. So, like, there's a lot of volume here. There's a lot of volume here. It pushes up again. So they're getting in and out and just getting every swing. And that's something that can just keep going. As long as they continue to rotate healthily, right? It's when there's an imbalance that you start to have a problem. Huh. The bonds are actually putting on some buy pressure here. Like maybe trying to make people think that they're not going to go or something. Or maybe we're going to get about to get a stop run here and some crazy, and that might be the end of it. We'll see. See, they're like just below it. They're still rotating in and out. Yeah. Okay, so there's the new overnight high. Treasuries still looks stalled.
Fitch saying here that global growth outlook. Fitch saying global growth outlook dented but not dismantled.
Cool.
That full Fitch piece is on our board.
That's my sell there at 20.5 is 665 in line. But they're still not going off for 19.5, despite the mini having a big good run. Oh, my sound is off in case you were wondering. Hang on. I got Sleeping Beauty in here with me. I got you. Still going. They're still going. So that time I saw, it looked like the treasuries were about to drop a tick, but then I looked at it and it didn't actually go down. I think that the 5-year ticked down there and back up quickly. I mean, it's been a really slow move in treasuries. And typically when I see this sort of a thing, it always feels like it just keeps going until you get some sort of a stop run and then maybe it stops. But I still am sitting here worried that it's just going to reverse any second, Man. You see that, like the way they go for the new high and the bid comes under there in the E-mini and everything? Man, all you got to do is just buy that shit. Like, think about that. When we opened 2606, 10 points in the E-mini. 10 points in the E-mini, so easily like $500 on a contract. There is some, I see a little bit of size at like 2620. That might be, the E-mini might take a break there. Yeah, there's a big bid at 003. That's been there ever since we ticked up. If 2650. Oh, wait. Is there another comment there? Oh, I don't see it. Yeah. So, okay, so now they are doing a level break setup. That's stacking up. If this flips, if they're kind of, they look like they're throttling a little bit to me.
Bank of England Deputy Governor Sam Wood says Brexit could mean simpler rules for small banks.
Okay. So they took their foot off of the gas pedal a little bit, and they still absorbed 2,000 more contracts. But it did go bid. E-mini's backing off a little bit. So that's the level break. Happened right at my price. Okay. Offer is stacking up a little bit. Okay. Oh, am I still -2 on this? I did not realize. Not -2. I didn't realize that I kept that contract out there and it got filled. I totally forgot. I thought I had canceled that. Pay attention, Seth. Like amateur hour over here. And they're getting... See, now they're ticking back and forth. That tick... So sometimes it's... Remember when I say, like, when they're not putting a whole lot on the bidder offer, a lot of the time it's just robots. This one is different. They're stacking on it, and then they're pulling it and letting it come up, and then almost immediately selling what gets put there. So people probably on both sides are actually accumulating positions here at 20.5. Okay. The E-mini is giving some signs that they might be taking a swing here.
Fitch here saying US Fed now looks likely to raise rates in 2019 by less than 3 hikes predicted in December.
Hmm.
Fitch saying here US government shutdown could take a toll on growth in Q1 of 2019.
Now they're stacking there, and they're taking in 21. It's not good. I think I should bail here. Yeah, I really feel like that we may have seen a momentum shift there. Very heavy volume came in on the bund 43 to 39. Interesting. Hmm. I was wondering, if we move up, maybe it would come up a little bit faster than it went down. But it still looks to me very uncertain and slow. What I don't like about your instrument is that there's no visible opponents, no distinguishable sides like, say, two sides of a currency symbol. Um, really? I mean, I don't really agree with that per se. There definitely are different sides and that are visible. The difference, I think, in the treasury market is that the treasury market is so effing efficient that it is really hard to see. It is really hard to see them. And the guys that you're trading against are really fucking good. So you can kind of, if I come back here and I look at this one and you really look at it from a long time frame, you can see that the delta was down.
Just some more colour on that. Fitch says global growth outlook dented, not dismantled. Fitch saying here on the ECB that they believe they will likely modify its forward guidance on interest rates soon and possibly consider other accommodative moves related to bank financing. Just to make everyone know that that full piece is on our board and it does cover the US, Brexit and Europe.
And you can see here that in the past 5 minutes, we've had a much more significant change. Right? So they're there. It's just that these opponents are sitting on the bids and the offers and they're just slowly absorbing contracts. And because it's so slow, it's basically like it just kind of goes one way as they wait for people to go, oh, maybe it's going to reverse, and they buy it. Maybe it's going to reverse, they buy it. And then, they just pull a bid and it takes a step down. And then they just repeat that over. And that's why you get slow movers. Because somebody needs it to move, or somebody needs to sell a lot of contracts, but they're not getting a lot of back and forth trade, and so it's very hard for them to get filled, and so it just happens very slowly. And it's very hard for scalping. Because you'll constantly be seeing icebergs and things that make you think maybe it's reversing. Here at this point, the momentum is long. How many things have we seen here that makes us think that maybe they're going to step back down and take another touch at 20 or something? They did that quite a bit there, but now all of a sudden we're bid at 21 with a pretty good bid again. A big offer there in Treasure or in the E-mini showing up at 26.13.25. Okay, that bid almost completely pulled, and they sold 300. Bubble moves are the hardest to trade. Yeah, honestly, in a lot of these cases, you're just better off not touching it. Like, really, we should have taken our first buy, or sorry, our first sell, and just never touched it. Now 20.5 is pulling, so now maybe they are going to go to 20. what are the pros of it going up and what are the pros of it going down? So I guess, are you kind of saying like in the E-mini, the behavior when stocks are going up is very different from the behavior when stocks are going down? Is that the sort of thing that you're getting at? I've found that it has much more to do with the way that the spreads are going in treasuries to you know.
Moody's here now saying trade uncertainty is beginning to affect investment decisions.
A bunch of analysts talking today. It's interesting. Both directions can describe strength. You know. This one is really hard because really what I'm trying to do here is judge whether the limit buys or the limit sells are bigger and stronger. And I think that it's the limit buys, but you know, then they do something like that. They just pull the bid completely. And there's no way to know if it's just a trick or what. John is saying that the impulses have gone negative on us here at 20. That going out, especially since I was at one point only looking for one tick and didn't get it, is maybe a reason for me to get out here. You know, as soon as I do, it's going to tick up. See, it pulled but did not sell in it yet. Yeah, see. Fuck. Well, I don't like that they just dumped it on me like that. I'm find it interesting that there is a bid at 15. Okay. So that was a little bit of a stop run there. E-minis threatening. Oh, it already made the new high. It already made the new high. ZB's still not across. I think that they want to step over this. Ugh. You gotta pick your risk reward right, guys. Fuck. Okay, let me out. It let me out. Oh, Donald Trump tweeted again. It's so funny to watch Schumer groveling. He called for the firing of bad cop James Comey many times until I fired him. Huh. This is now all of a sudden looking very negative in the E-mini. Ooh, look at that. Man. Okay, there was some really strong buying there at 20, but it still went offer. This turnaround in ES is not good.
So at 8 minutes to the bottom of the hour, and we get the release of the weekly EIA natural gas change, looking for a draw of 82 BCF against a prior draw of 91 BCF. The range, a draw of 100 to a draw of 55.
You might get an inverse head and shoulders here of sorts. No, hey, wrong. I don't know. I'm kind of having an iffy day. I mean, I've had some good trades and some bad trades. I had like one really good trade and then a couple of bad trades, and I just feel like we're getting tossed around a lot. And even when I'm just going for one tick, it's hard. You see that? We ticked up at 20.5, and they're still just not going. Even though, I don't know. Move that out of the way. You know that we haven't seen a big order since all the way back at 22? That's interesting. But what's with the selling here at 20.5? Huh? E-mini moving up a little bit. Maybe an opportunity to get filled on both sides of this 20. Lots of people watching today. Thanks for tuning in. Watching me become a mess. I feel like a mess. I mean, I like the long here, but how many times has this turned around on us now? I'd have to say though, we're definitely more net long because of the way that reversal happened in the E-mini. Like, that is a very strong reversal signal. Have a new high like that on almost no volume. That's something that's going to come down more. Like, at least to the VWAP at 2610. At least. If I had gotten rid of one of my contracts at 20.5, I could have picked up another one at 20. And I would feel a little bit more comfortable. They are kind of buying the E-mini right now. That seems to be what's putting the sell pressure on. Now the E-mini flipped around and it ticked up. Ripe for a hit. Yeah, Spyrix got a couple of other indicators there that indicating that the E-mini was ready to be sold a bit. The follow through on almost everything today has been really iffy. You got to be super patient. Still doing stuff at 20, so there's that. Okay, there's a little bit of buying in the E-mini now. Seems like it shouldn't be. That might come back. Let's see. Hmm. They're buying up again, and they're still not beating out that last cumulative delta. I don't think it's been a long time since I've felt like the markets were this difficult. Because the E-mini just had another good pop up there. They did not make a new high. That each peak has been less than the last. This is an extremely negative chart pattern in the E-mini. I want to sell it at 26.16.
Under 1 minute there for the natural gas, looking for an estimate of a draw of 82.
Maybe I will try one. Okay.
Ten seconds. That's a draw there of 81 for natural gas. Short-term Kavin coming in at a build of 1. Comments here from IMF spokesman amongst all that saying no-deal Brexit is the most significant near-term risk to Britain's economy. Says too early to assess economic damage from US government shutdown, but the longer it goes on, the greater its impact on the US economy. Says the IMF board review. Yeah, that's from the IMF there.
Something like that. Okay, well, our price is bid again, and they're still absorbing contracts there. The buyers are not giving up over here. Like I would have thought that this would already be going whoosh. They may just need a little bit of time. They might just need a little bit of time. These kinds of trades make me nervous because when the market is being this difficult, there's going to be a lot of people wrong either way that it goes. So you're either going to be like crazy right or crazy wrong. Okay, Treasuries took a tick up there. Not a strong bid. Not a strong bid. They take it down, but they're still buying it. The 5-year in particular looks like it's really buying. No, I wasn't talking to anybody in particular. There are a lot of buyers at 26.17. Okay. Where does this go to if we do that? Maybe 23? Oh, right where I have my order. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I think we just got to be patient here now. See if the sellers decide to push it now at 26.15. Well, they're not giving up.
Just to make everyone aware that Fed Vice Chairman Qualls speaks at an insurance information forum in New York. No text, but a Q&A with the moderator expected.
So to have that get above that price now again and having another buying impulse, super odd. It's not really carrying through. Man, the market is being difficult. Have you watched Keezer Sozi's YouTube channel? I've never heard of that. I will copy that and check it out, though. Treasuries are still looking confident in a buy. Okay. And 17 went off again. Here we go. Okay, that's not the first time that the 21 has gone bid. So let's temper things a little bit. They're still not giving up in equities are still not giving up. Hmm. They're gonna make a new low here now. Okay, that was a really strong down action. They didn't quite go for it though. Probably they didn't do it. Okay, there was some stops. They pushed it. It's probably now back to the 2612. There's some like unfinished auctions there. There's quite a bit of resistance here at 2115. Or sorry, 21 half in ZN. There is some resistance. They've came up to that a couple of times before and not able to go further. Just got to remember every time it touches, it gets a little less scary. This was a good move down in the E-mini, but it's still not enough. But the deltas and everything look extremely negative to me. It looks extremely negative to me. Mainly crude and ES trading over there. As long as he's trading futures, that's cool. And maybe I need to go to YouTube, because when I did like a base search, it didn't. It just shows me stuff from the movie, The Usual Suspects. Well, there's a couple of them here, so I don't know which one is which. You might need to link me. Well, there's two that are popular. It's probably this first one. Yeah, it's this first one. Oh, I don't actually see a lot of videos though. It's only been around for a month and he already has 2,000 subscribers though. How did you do that? That's pretty good. Because you can just see more interest because he's trading equities, so that might have a bit to do with it. Okay. I know, when I see it tick down in treasuries, it's kind of like the robots, and it's just like, okay. When I see it tick up, it's like, oh, wait, we gotta buy this now. You know? Like, they seem more excited to move up. But I don't know if that really matters, especially now 20.5 is getting a little weak. I don't know. It's just been up here way too long in the E-mini. Especially since we're kind of towards the bottom of this range, like it's threatening to go down a bit, and this 20.5 is looking weak. They might be trying to pull a fast one on us here. I was gone 1 minute. What the heck is wrong with you dogs? You know what? This is I'm just realizing now that time period and everything is kind of like a time period that I always have trouble with. Got to keep in mind that the amount that it's moved here in the E-mini is actually still within like the standard deviation. We haven't moved more than 16 ticks from my price. It feels very random to me right now. His Dom video is very basic. You might fall asleep watching it. Well, trading is boring. Can be boring. There's exciting things, but there's a lot of just sitting around waiting for your spot or waiting for it to finally break in your direction. This that we've been in, how long have we been in this for now? Almost 30 minutes now. This is just maddening. $30 we had +2 on it at one point. And now it's break even again. Maybe we get an uptick here. Yeah. That was a little bit of a sell impulse there. It's getting close to when I have to go. That's exactly what they're doing, is they're waiting for me to go. It's all my fault, guys. If you're short in the E-mini or long in Treasuries and you're not making money, it's my fault. The market hates me and they don't want it to go my direction. And so they're being as slow and as random about it as possible so that I can't make money on it. And then when I leave, it's going to go exactly to where I think it's going to go. You watch. They're going to go back to the VWAP 26, like what was it? What did I say? It was like a 10? 26.10. E-mini's just going to careen like all the way down there as soon as I cut the stream off. You know that's what's going to happen. All the other ones are trips from trading chart. Well, that's interesting. But where did you come across his YouTube though? Where's he promoting from? Because that's he's got a lot of followers for somebody that just barely started out. I mean, he has more than me, I think. So we're at like 1,200, and he was like 2,500. So the treasuries aren't as excited about this push down to the bottom of the range. $88. The one nice thing about this trade is that we did have a pretty okay entry and risk point set, and so even though it's like infuriating that it's not going our way, we could still just get out at break even if we wanted. That's why that is so important, to find the right spot. That is half of the edge here, is just finding the price that it's going to rotate from and getting in at the right place so that you can sit on the edge, basically. Those birds. Good. I'm just doing the Bitcoin notes here. Okay. So interesting that even though the E-mini is almost exactly where it was, the treasuries have gone bid. They have gone bid, and I am seeing some small indications of buying or passive buying. Man, this thing would just not give up. Now they're saying, okay, Seth, fine. If we can't just get you bored and go away, then we'll push it up and stop you out. You see, they're at the top of the range in ES. Treasuries are still bid. Now they came back. But a weak offer.
Fed's Qualls here saying real US economy data very strong.
Where this delta is at in the E-mini is interesting and maybe even good. I traded CL for a bit. When I first started, I traded CL.
Because US job creation in December was a very big number. I was saying inflation very well contained, especially with oil prices falling. While saying financial markets recently reacting to doubt about strength of global growth, including China and Europe.
Okay, I got 5 minutes now. My 17 has gone bid now. They are perking up.
I was saying some global weakness may be transitory. It says markets are now more attuned to downside risk but core base case for US economy is still very strong.
Okay. So another failed buy. Yep.
I was saying we see some stretched valuations in equities and commercial real estate, but overall the risk to US financial stability remains moderate.
Mm-hmm.
Just confirmation now from OPEC website of the OPEC Plus meeting to set oil policy on April 17th and 18th in Vienna.
Unlike, I know I'm being quiet, and it's still just kind of right at my price. But inside, I am like screaming at the top of my lungs, you know, at the E-mini, all sorts of obscenities, like, just put us out of our misery, please. This is just something else, right?
Social network in here and shipping sources via Platts, and the volume of US crude exports to Europe to pick up sharply in February to 800 to 850,000 barrels a day.
I've seen slow markets, I've seen difficult markets. This
And the
feels
US
like
Treasury
one of the
torching 39
worst.
billion in the 6-month bills and 42 billion in the 3-month bills.
How much percent do you risk? I don't know, a lot.
And at the bottom of the hour at 16:30 London time, the US is to sell 40 billion of the 4-week bills and 30 billion of the 8-week bills.
And in treasuries, I'm trying not to risk more than 2 to 4 ticks. So yeah. Well, this is looking positive in treasuries. They're not going for it, though. It's a very slow. You can see, though, there has been somewhat of a volume uptick. It feels to me that people sold, that all of the people long from the open have gotten out. So there's the pattern that we saw earlier does not necessarily have to prevent it from hitting a new high now. And you may even have some people with some stops up here, like myself. Yep. Interesting that mine didn't get hit yet. So they made a new high by two ticks. Treasury's not moving still. I mean, it's unfinished. They're going to go and do it. Five-year kind of looks like it wants to move up. Yeah. Back there it goes. Not no struggling, now struggling again. The treasuries are looking a little bit more confident. Should just walk away and make my wife watch this. I turned him off when he said not to pay attention to resting orders. Yeah, I mean, the resting orders thing is a really interesting subject, isn't it? Because you definitely want to pay attention to it. It definitely tells you something, but it's probably also like the most unreliable thing you can possibly look at in trading. You know what I mean? It's like a huge edge, and yet it's so flaky. You know? We see 3,000 at 20. And that could easily pull down to 500.
FTP says that the Nasdaq is discussing potential deal to buy the Oslo Bourse. Getting stuff from Brexit here. UK PMA spokesman says May will not be going to Davos so she can focus on Brexit. It says can expect the PM to have calls with EU leaders in the coming days. It says meeting with lawmakers on finding way forward on Brexit have been constructive. There have been opposition Labour lawmakers involved in discussions with government. And it says the EU offered to facilitate extending Article 50 and Britain would say no.
Oops. Well, that was the weakest breakout I have ever fucking seen.
So the UK government there saying they expect further talks with lawmakers over the weekend.
Wait, it took me out at -4? Oh, no. The 125 was the ES one. Not just what you see on the screen. Yeah. Yeah, when I have to wait a long time for something, it usually doesn't work out. You know? So that one sucked. And when you take out the E-mini trade, that's -100. So bad day. Even though I had a great trade, but that was 3 in a row right there. See? Bum deal. I really think that the E-mini is going to fail here at some point, but I don't know. That was the weakest breakout. I don't know. But maybe it's just they want to buy it and it doesn't matter. Sometimes it just doesn't matter, you know? So sometimes it's wrong. I still kind of like it short, but given something like that, that obviously means that that probably means that I'm likely to be wrong again. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens when I get to work, but I gotta run. I'm just really disappointed that I waited in that one for like 40 minutes. How long did I wait in that one? 45 minutes, and I got stopped out. So lame. Okay. Sorry to end the day on a bad note, guys. maybe the Treasuries take another step lower. I mean, I don't know if there's appetite for it or not. But I feel like that the action right now is so random, it really could do anything. Like, get down to that 16 in ZN? Sure, why not? All right. I will catch you guys tomorrow.